Thank you, Senator Kim. Mr. Overdahl, what role do local partnerships such as nonprofits or faith-based groups play in extending the reach of OAA services?
Okay. Nonprofits play a huge role. Specifically, this year in the fourth quarter, our handoff meals for seniors kicked off a campaign for volunteer delivery drivers. We find that volunteers coming, especially through faith-based organizations like churches and synagogues, really have a heart for people and to serve them, not only to deliver them food. So our efforts were pretty strident. Our goal was 150. We got to about 35, but it ain't over. And we're going to continue to work hard on that because we find that our paid delivery drivers engage, they do wellness checks, but they have a delivery that has to go on to the next house. Our volunteers really are the ones that are looking for a relationship, a connection with our seniors. And they have the ability to come in and just address and look for those concerns in the environment of the home, maybe appliances or things that concern them with the behavior or the acuity of maybe their seniors, and then refer them back to our aging district. That type of connection is so much more valuable. So volunteers are a huge part of that. Again, our faith-based agencies that hopefully provide most of those will be coming stronger and stronger. And it takes a while. We've been in this for 1.5 years, going on 2, and we got another 3 years, so we really want to build that up.
Right. Thank you. Mr. Resendez, what local approaches other than congregate meals have been most successful in reducing social isolation among older adults, especially during the holiday season?
Absolutely. Through the Older Americans Act specifically, there are a range of services provided through the Aging Services Network that help to address social isolation, including and especially for family caregivers. We see in our research that 1 in 4 family caregivers experiences social isolation. That's actually up from what we saw just 5 years ago. So things like individual counseling, support groups, and training for family caregivers provided through the National Family Caregiver Support Program helps us to address that growing trend around social isolation.
Thank you. Ms. Barkhoff, what we hear frequently about the sandwich generation concerning people who are caring for both children and aging adults. How do AOA programs better support these families and benefit seniors who are trying to age in place?
The Older Americans Act, actually, one thing people don't know about the Family Caregiver Support Program is that it supports basically any family caregiver who is caring for, who is more than 50 years old and caring for anyone other than a child with a disability. So it actually has a whole breadth of caregivers that are part of those programs. And the Older Americans Act provides supports like respite and the support groups that Jason mentioned, but it also helps families access services. So if you are caring for a child as well as an aging parent, you may be able to take advantage of senior centers and adult day programs that can really help. Respite care is critical to family caregivers, and that combined with some of the disability programs that the ACL also funds can really provide a great complement of programs to support all types of caregivers, including sandwich caregivers.
Thank you, Ms. Ladau. What steps can local communities take to make holiday programs more accessible for older adults who are not only trying to age in place, but also have disabilities as well?
Thank you so much for this question. And as I mentioned during my testimony, this has far-reaching implications well beyond simply celebrating the holidays. But during the holidays, people should be able to access festivities like anyone else. And first and foremost, I think about the fact that many festivities are closed to certain people simply because they cannot access their family members' homes because those homes are not accessible. And so when we're thinking about how we can increase inclusion within the community, we first need to be thinking about the housing stock and how we can improve and incentivize creating accessible homes. For programming within the community, we need to be thinking about how we can do it in an accessible way. So for example, many local towns, including the one that I used to live in, have holiday shopping events where you go around, you support local businesses. It's meant to be a boon for the local economy. However, as a wheelchair user, I often cannot get into many of these local shops because they are not made wheelchair accessible, thereby excluding me from the festivities, but also excluding my wallet from the festivities. So when we're thinking about how we can create fun and accessible holiday festivities, we need to be mindful of the fact that these shops need to be accessible, not just for a Christmas shopping experience or a Hanukkah shopping experience, but all year round, and the economic impact will pay in dividends.
Thank you.